one is a good one, y'all. David Benavidez versus David Morrell, February 1st, 2025. And yes, I'm one of those guys that's always saying that go for the belts. Accomplishments matter. Belts matter. Legacy reigns supreme. But if you're not going to be fighting for the belts, these are the particular fights that I will support that is just as good as fighting for the belts. Look at the fights that David Benavidez has fought. He fought Caleb Plant, no belt. Demetrius Andre, no belt. Alexander, no belt. And now David Morrell, no belt. Ladies and gentlemen, now that's quality opponents. That is legacy fights, in my opinion. Now, of course, he's not going to be earning any belts. You're going to go to Box Records, not going to have no belts. But if we understand this era, especially this era where there's a lot of people, even pundits, even legendary fighters saying that belts don't matter. It's not like what it used to be. Look at Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson said that the belts don't matter. He's throwing it in the trash. Floyd Mayweather said that belts don't matter. Oscar De La Hoya have stated that belts don't matter. Bernard Hopkins have stated that belts don't matter, leading up to the Gervonta Tank Davis versus Ryan Garcia fight, right? And Ryan Garcia versus Gervonta Tank Davis was the most lucrative fight in the sport of boxing in 2023, right? No belts. Now, I'm not saying that belts don't matter. What I'm saying is if there is no belts on the line and you are an elite, high-invested fighter like a David Benavidez, then fight these particular fights that are good like he's been fighting. Now, let's say Gervonta Tank Davis. Yes, he got a belt, but do we want to see him versus a Lamar Roach right now? Right now, nah. Even though they both champions, but you don't want to see that, right? Put it this way: Devin Haney versus Ryan Garcia, they didn't fight for the belt, and we was like, damn, Ryan Garcia, that was your opportunity to go for the belts. But that doesn't mean that it's a lesser fight than what it is with or without the belts, right? So look, I think belts do matter, especially unification bouts, undisputed bouts, you know what I'm saying? But the way that David Benavidez is getting his fights and his opponents, you already know that he's not walking in how you call it, in eggshells. His career's not walking on eggshells. He is really trying to fight the best available opposition, and this is gonna be the 4th time in a row. See, David Benavidez right now, if he beats David Morrell, of course, he probably not on my pound for pound list right now, but he's going to be on my pound for pound list. And it's going to be probably the first fighter that I have on the pound for pound list that's a non-champion. David Benavidez will be the best fighter of this generation as a non-champion. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, what we heard about that. David Benavidez being the best, and yes, he was a champion before, but put it this way. His opponents that he has beaten without the belts in recent time, like Caleb Plant, Demetrius Andre, who's undefeated and stuff like that, a very highly avoided fighter. Alexander moved up to the 175-pound division as well and was through everything in the kitchen sink. Yes, we was talking about, damn, does his power move up? But look at David Morrell. David Benavidez and David Morrell was supposed to be like the boogeymans in the 168-pound division. I believe they're going to be fighting in the 175-pound division since they both already move up. They both from the same team, Samson Liquids and stuff like that. So I like what he's doing. PBC, Amazon Prime. I like the co-main, the rematch between Brandon Figueroa versus Stephen Fulton. That's going to be an exceptional fight, and that was a fight that was needed to be taking place immediately. But Stephen Fulton had a great opportunity to go out there in Japan and fight the 4-division world champion, 2-division undisputed Naoya Inoue, in which, you know, Naoya Inoue is arguably pound for pound 2-1. You can flip it around. I think with this fight, people are not going to be talking about the Canelo Alvarez fight with David Benavidez. David Benavidez is carving his own legacy. That's what we want these fighters to do, especially the fighters that's, you know, talked about or aligned to a Canelo Alvarez fight. But David Benavidez is not holding his career hostage, and that's a great thing. You know what I'm saying? We always beg these fighters to stop going for Canelo Alvarez, stop begging for the payday, stop begging to get the charity ticket or whatever. How you say it? Not charity ticket. The Willy Wonka ticket. And David Benavidez is actually listening to the fans and carving his own legacy, and that's a great thing. You know what I'm saying? Make yourself the Canelo Alvarez. Put it that way. You don't need to beat Canelo Alvarez or fight Canelo Alvarez. Make yourself up Canelo Alvarez, and maybe then if you make yourself that Canelo Alvarez, you know what I'm saying? And I'm talking about put yourself in that elite, put butts in the sheets, you know what I'm saying, and you know, sell great pay-per-views or decent pay-per-views, you know what I'm saying, because nobody's really selling pay-per-views, and who cares? Look at tonight. We're going to have Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul, Amanda Serrano versus Katie Taylor. Netflix. Who cares about the pay-per-view, right? Who truly cares about the pay-per-view unless if you want to brag about your favorite fighter that get more money than this other fighter that, you know what I'm saying, that gets shamed by your favorite fighter, right? We didn't care about putting butts in the seats and during the pandemic as well, right? At the end of the day, David Benavidez is carving his own legacy, and he's setting a tone for this generation as well. Not setting a tone because I believe other fighters have set the tone, like Bam Rodriguez has set the tone. Teofimo Lopez, I believe that he's the one that started the tone and the trend of this young generation in striving to be great. David Benavidez was a champion early in his career. He lost it on the scale. He lost it by eating too much, and you know what I'm saying? But he has grown out of that. And he's now mature. Well, we saw him a little tipsy the other day. What was it, in Florida? But anyway, everybody get their little drink on. Man, I support David Benavidez' team to believe in his skills and talent, to carve his own legacy, and I'll be waiting on Canelo Alvarez, the 4th Division World Champion, super middleweight undisputed King Nelo, a.k.a. Cartelo, a.k.a. Cash Nelo, a.k.a. Payday, a.k.a. Get the F out of here, man. And shout out to David Morrell, Cubano. And I believe that David Morrell is a different type of Cuban fighter. You know what I'm saying? I believe that Cuban fighters are great in boxing, but as soon as you get them into a dog fight, you know what I'm saying, I think that's what lacked in the dungeon, because in the dungeon in Cuba they don't have tough sparring, you know what I'm saying, they have light sparring. But I think David Morrell is coming from he comes from a different cloth, in my opinion. It's gonna be a great fight, and the winner gets massive credit. Let me know what y'all think about the fight. February 1st, 2025, PBC. Shout out to Al Heyman. Hope he's doing well. You know, he was rumors and reports saying that he wasn't doing well. I got another personnel source told me directly. Al Heyman told me that he is doing well, but hopefully prayers up for Al Heyman, and hopefully he gets back to his normal self. You know what I'm saying? Pray for Al Heyman. Shout out to PBC, TGB, Tom Brown, and Amazon Prime. Y'all already know this is Punch Drunk Boxing. Subscribe to the channel, smash the like button. Love you, God bless. And on to the next.